What's up, y'all, and welcome to another edition of The Corner. It's me, your host, the man who puts the dip in your hips and the glide in your stride, baby. Herschel J. Grandit Jr., aka Herschel Jr., the voice. You know, if I bought stock in ramen noodles back in college, I'd be sitting on a gold mine of at least, I don't know, a couple $100 by now, probably less. But seriously, as we grow up, we change, our taste changes, and hopefully our budget does too. And the time comes to make much better food choices, especially if you have a special dinner guest coming by. Now, we all aren't blessed with the natural ability to throw down in the kitchen like Mama did, but today we're going to learn some simple things we can do at mealtime to impress that significant other, or hell, to just have something better to dig into than PB&J. So, stop what you're doing, grab your apron, and meet me on the corner. My guest today is Chef DyShaun Love, who is a 2015 graduate of the world-renowned culinary institution Le Cordon Bleu, and he is currently based here in Metro Atlanta. He worked in restaurants for a number of years before starting his own company, Shaun Love Catering and Events, where he specializes in catering of all kinds. He's available as a private chef also, and he says he knows a little bit of something about barbecue. We may talk about that later, but we want to now welcome you to the corner stage.
Thank you.
All right.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being with us. All right, so we're just going to get into this. So every chef has a backstory, from like Gordon Ramsay to Wolfgang Puck. Tell us a little bit about your backstory. How'd you get started and interested in cooking?
Well, initially I started off in college. Figured it was the best way to be able to feed myself and make a living.
Makes sense.
So I worked in some restaurants. You probably heard of Olive Garden.
Okay.
I worked there for several years before moving here to Atlanta.
Okay, love them breadsticks.
Yeah. So my first job here was at a local Olive Garden.
Okay.
Then just moved on to other things. I'm also a licensed loan officer for a mortgage company. So during the mortgage crash, I had gone back into the regular workforce and just wanted to find a creative outlet. So I played around with a few ideas and always had a passion for cooking.
Okay.
That's what led me to look.
Okay, so you decided you wanted to make it a career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and you gotta have multiple streams of income nowadays.
That's
Anyway, so yeah. So tell us about your training at Le Cordon Bleu. I mean, was it? It's a pretty prestigious institution. They don't just give out degrees. So was it pretty intense?
It was. It was Monday through Friday evening courses because I still had to work during the day.
Of course.
But it was a year-long process with also a 3-month internship. So you kind of gone out and actually went into the workforce to figure out, what area you want to go into. I decided I wanted to do something for myself. I'm already having some restaurant experience.
Right.
So that's what led me towards the Shaun Love Catering and Events.
Okay. What was the hardest thing about the training? Because I mean, I see like I watch a lot of Food Network. I mean, I just do. My wife says I watch it too much, but I see people when they're trained and then they get in the kitchen and the pressure's on and they start burning bread. So.
Yeah, well, a lot of that's for TV. Probably the hardest part, I would say, was the learning technique. Learning technique and knife skills. These are things that kind of differentiate your home cooks to somebody who's a chef, or, that carries that type of title. So that was the hardest part, was learning technique, because it was also across the board. We did a lot of, all type of different cuisines. Mm-hmm. So that was the hardest part.
Okay. Yeah, and sometimes when you're in a restaurant setting and you're not the head chef, you have to kind of cook what they tell you to cook.
Oh, yes,
so,
absolutely.
So what's your least favorite thing to have to cook?
I didn't enjoy, as crazy as it may seem, I went to Le Cordon Bleu, I did not enjoy French food.
That's ironic.
Yeah, that's not my cup of tea.
Okay. What about it? Just like all the butter and cheese?
Yeah, that part of it.
That's what I figured.
But it is the foundation, so it's kind of a bittersweet thing for me.
Right.
It's the foundation for all the technique that we learn.
Right. Yeah.
Most cuisines from around the world are going to have a foundation of what the French teach.
Right. Yeah. Like I always tell my kids, you got to do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So you cater all types of events, which means you're pretty versatile in all types of food. Mm-hmm. But what would you say is your specialty?
My specialty, I enjoy barbecue. Okay. I'm on the grill a lot.
Okay.
I smoke meat.
Okay.
I like the low and slow process of cooking at low temperatures for long periods of time, and just love the way that it transforms the food that you're preparing.
You know, I stopped eating pork too, so we got to.
Yeah, well, you can get around that. Yeah,
okay. Smoke me some turkey or something.
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
We'll talk about it. Okay, now I want to move in out of the restaurant and start moving into the home kitchen. All right, let's paint a picture. Okay, you're cooking for somebody special, and the first time they're coming over, you want to make it memorable. You know, you want to start out in the kitchen, go to the dining room, and hopefully end up in the bedroom. Right. I mean, we're just gonna keep it grown folks today, all right? So, if that's you know, that's what a relationship is, of course. I don't advocate, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, but we know the taste isn't the only thing that's important. You know, we got to worry about all the senses.
Absolutely.
So, what are some aromas that you want in the air if you're trying to set the mood? Because you know, smell definitely plays a big part in something being appetizing. So, how would you? What types of aromas would be good?
Depends on what you're doing. You know, you're usually going to end off with your dessert. So a sweet smell in the air is always good. You have your cinnamons and your things that kind of lead you to that, which is also an aphrodisiac.
Right.
Part of one of the dishes that I present to you later, I use what we call like a tri-medley of bell peppers, onions and garlic.
Okay. Like the Holy Trinity or something like that.
Yeah, Holy Trinity.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I know a little bit now.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Food Network.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But those things kind of marry together. Again, with like I said, the low and slow process. For your novice cooks and your bachelors.
Right.
I say your best friend is actually a crock pot.
There's
something about that food cooking over a long period of time. That crock pot just fills the room and usually it leads to the better things.
There you go. Yeah. When I was in the Army overseas, I had a crock pot and I
absolutely
made everything. In that
makes
thing.
everything. Yeah. Yep, and it makes it easy too.
Yep, sure does. Okay, so we talked about smell along with taste and texture. They all play, on the palate. Now I've had a bad meal; it pretty much ruined my whole day. If I had a young lady over, the last thing I want to do is turn her off with bad food. Mm-hmm. So what are some choices we can make? Like you talked about having like something sweet, but I mean, of course, some people like more savory stuff.
Yeah,
so
on the savory side, you want to be considerate. I think that's another way that's going to lead you to where you're trying to go.
Right.
Is just being considerate. You want to make sure that portion sizes are important.
Yeah. You don't want to feel it.
Yeah, you don't want anything too heavy. One of the dishes I'm going to show you today is a pasta dish.
Okay.
But again, in the right portion size, it's not going to hurt anything. You want to be mindful of heat as far as spiciness,
right,
and things like that. You don't want to maybe feel uncomfortable.
Understood.
And then and also some things that you want to take into consideration is something to accompany the meal, like a wine that will pair well with whatever dish that you.
Okay, very good. So like white wine with fish and red wine with beef.
Yeah, well, it's white wine with fish usually, and red wine with red meats.
Okay.
Sometimes you can do a variation of the two depending on how you're leading, through your meal.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because some dessert wines are nice as well.
Oh, so you gotta be mindful of food allergies too. We almost had an incident with that earlier, but like that comes from conversation and leading up to the meal. Okay.
Absolutely.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, Chef Love is gonna show us some of the things we've been talking about. All right. So stay with us. Be right back.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it here. So what are you waiting for? Just go to the site.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And we are back with Chef Love, and we're gonna sample some of this wonderfulness that he's got here for us. So tell us a little bit about what we got right here.
So what we have here is a Cajun pasta. It has andouille sausage, shrimp, pasta, and a sauce made with Worcestershire sauce and heavy cream.
Laissez le bon temps rouler. So how would you prepare something like this?
Well, what we do is to make it simple, as I do what we learned in culinary school, is put together my mise en place, which is French for everything in this place. So what I did is that the medley that we spoke about earlier, the bell pepper, onion, and garlic.
Right, the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
We put that together. You're gonna kind of put that together with a light oil, like olive oil.
Okay.
Cook it until the onions are translucent, and you start to smell the aroma of the cooking we spoke about earlier. Then I add in the shrimp, and before actually the shrimp, we kind of want to use the andouille sausage. That's going to release some oils that will allow the shrimp to cook in it.
Okay. And the shrimp will soak up that flavor as well.
It will soak up the shrimp, and it will definitely marry all the flavors together. Then I kind of season it with anything that you feel comfortable with. I use red chili flakes to kind of give it a little kick. We add in then the heavy cream along with the Worcestershire sauce. Those things kind of cook together. That cream is going to thicken the sauce up a little bit. And then off to the side, I've already had some pre-cooked penne pasta, and added that together, kind of stir it up, freshen it up with a little shredded Parmesan cheese, and there you go.
That looks wonderful. It smells good too. I wish we had smell-o-vision, but they never perfected that. All right, so now after we finish this, because we're going to dig into this in a moment.
Awesome.
So this is dessert. So
Yeah,
tell
this
us
is
about
dessert. This is what leads you to the happy land.
Okay, to the
All
happy
right.
land. I like
So
that.
what I did here is I kind of just I'm gonna give you the cheat code. This is already a box prepared brownie that we put together.
Okay.
I just found a circular device to kind of cut out a shape.
Okay.
Always what marries well with something like a chocolate cake or a brownie would be something like fresh berries. So we have some fresh strawberries here. These were the nicest that I could find.
Okay.
But you could also add something just like maybe some blueberries, raspberries go well with chocolate.
Okay.
And we just drizzled over the top a nice caramel sauce.
Very nice.
Yep.
Right. And that's like actually not that expensive either. You
Not
say
at all.
you
Not at
cheated
all.
with some.
Yeah, we just did a box.
box
You
of
know,
those.
this is for the novices. This is for the gentlemen that just, you bring this out and you dress it nicely. Everything is about presentation.
You're a rock star.
You're a rock star, and she knows
Girl,
that
you made me dessert. You know.
Yep.
So.
And you were considered. You took some time. Absolutely.
Cool. What I'm gonna do, because they say I'm so mean to them, I'm gonna treat my crew real nice today. So I'm gonna let Ty. Why don't you come over here and I even got something for you to taste this with. Victoria, you want to come and sample some of this delicious meal here?
That looks amazing. Try this out.
Put it on your plate.
Yeah, Ty is just being a heathen right now.
That's right.
He just digging right in, but raised in a barn, what's wrong with you? Thank you, Chef. We're gonna treat the lady nice. Right. How is that, Ty?
That's very good.
Mm.
Got a lot of different flavors and textures going on, and just a hint of spicy. Like, it's perfect.
Okay.
The spiciness is great.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the heat to touch you, then kind of back off.
Exactly.
I don't want to be too spicy.
That's good.
Now, if you we talked about food allergies. So if you have someone who's allergic to like
Well, you could
shellfish,
omit. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, absolutely. Instead of the shrimp, you can omit the shrimp for chicken. You can do a chicken breast, chop it up, add to that. Also, if you just wanted to thicken this up, the chicken, the shrimp, and the sausage go well together. The andouille sausage is a traditional Cajun sausage, which doesn't have pork, but you can use a turkey sausage or anything else to replace that.
that's awesome.
Delicious.
Thank you.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, back to work.
All right.
All right, so what we're gonna do, if you don't mind sharing, we're going to have the recipe available for you. The link will be at the bottom of the video and everything. But excuse me, sorry. It was really good. I want to thank you so much for
Thank you. I
stopping by.
appreciate it. Thank you. It was a
I
pleasure.
want to thank you for stopping by with us as well, and keep on riding with us. And I am Herschel Jr., the voice. This has been Chef DyShaun Love here on the corner. So we kind of left without having some of this dessert, but so I'm going to dig into this, and while I do that, Chef Love is going to give you some information on how you can get in touch with him if you wanted to use him for a private event. So go ahead and let our viewers know your social media handle, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to dig into this right
We do private events, also do meal prep. You can reach me very easy at Shaun Love on Instagram. It's at Shaun Love. That's ShaunLove. And DyShaun J Love on Facebook.
Oh, you finished? Oh,
Yep, that's it.
All right, well, thank y'all again.